Hi, welcome to yoga. I'm Joanne. Thanks for practicing with me today. We'll go ahead and get started in a comfortable seat. You can gently lift the flesh from away from your sitting bones, and from there, find length through your spine. And then find a comfortable seat. And then maybe bring the shoulders up by the ears and just draw them down the back to open your chest, and then tag a little weight into your elbows. So you're nice and tall, shoulders relaxing away from the ears. You might retract your chin just a little bit to make sure your head is right above the spine. Let's let the eyes gently close. You might part your lips to ensure that the jaw is relaxed. Just bring your attention internally. And take note of how you're feeling in this moment. Let's take a nice deep breath in together. We're going to sigh it out through the mouth with an audible noise. So inhale and exhale through the mouth. Let it out with a little sigh to drop into the body a bit more. And then kind of internally scan the body, noticing anywhere that there might be tension, discomfort, any sensation at all, maybe numbness, anything at all. Just kind of note what's happening in your body. As you continue to breathe. Take note of your energy level, your mood, the temperature of the room, the air around your skin, any sounds around you or potential odors in the room. We'll take a few more breaths here together, and while you settle into your practice today, you might find this time to set an intention or dedication for your practice. And repeat that 3 times to yourself. As always in the practice, if anything feels uncomfortable or painful in any way, then don't do it. So you have to listen to your body and move it away. Use props if you need them. You might have a blanket and a strap or bolster pillows handy if you need them, or if you use blocks as well. Let's do that sigh one more time. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in, breathe into your belly, expand the lungs all the way to the top. And exhale, sigh it out. Great. Let's take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can sigh it out again if you like, or just bow the chin to the chest on the exhale. Feeling this nice stretch through the back of the neck and shoulders. Put the weight of the head forward. And take a moment here to thank yourself for coming to the mat today, coming to practice. Good, and then we'll just slightly begin to rock ear towards shoulder in both directions. So you're just going to take a nice small movement and begin to expand. So we're arcing the head side to side, chin to chest, ear towards shoulder. Keep the breath moving to keep the blood flowing. Maybe beginning to open up your circle a little bit more with each movement side to side. And then we're going to rock the ear over to one side, so it doesn't matter which side. And then sitting up nice and tall, feel a lift through the core a little bit so the ear is over the shoulder. You're going to take the opposite arm out to the side. Then we're going to rotate the nose. So exhale, look down toward the ear head, the side that your head is flexed toward, look down over that shoulder. And then inhale, rotate the nose and look to the opposite toward the extended arm ceiling. So it's on a diagonal. And we're just moving with the breath. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And I want you to pay attention to how that feels in the neck and shoulders and down the arm. So you might use a block here or a prop to bring the arm up a little bit. That feels better. But we're really pulling out, relaxing the shoulder and feeling this through the front and back of the neck. We're going to take a couple more rotations. Good, and then bring your nose toward the screen or toward me, toward the bird flag, and then you're just going to take your head straight up. The arm is still extended. You're going to lift it off the floor just 6 inches or so. So keep the shoulder relaxed, and then draw the fingers in toward the head. And then you're going to pull them down and flex the wrist the other way. So we're going to open the fingers up and close, pull the fingers down. Keep breathing. One more time, open and close. So feeling that more in the forearm, yeah, and then pull the fingers out. Wiggle the fingers. So all the fingers, including the thumb. Keeping that shoulder down and relaxed. Breathing. Begin to rotate your wrists now. So bringing, keep moving the fingers. We're rotating the wrist in one direction. Shoulders relaxed. And then reverse your rotations. You should be feeling this all the way down the arm. Good. And then we're going to pull the fingers out again and then draw them toward the face. Pull back, relax the shoulder, and then rotate forward. So we're moving the arm bone in the shoulder joint and rotate backward. Keep breathing, so rotating forward and back. All this is great if you work at a computer or a desk, just to get blood flow through the neck and shoulders, all the way into the arms. We text or type a bunch or sit too much, opening up the flow through the whole arm and neck. One more time, forward and back. Great, reach the fingers out, wiggle one more time, and then lower the hand, bring it back into your lap. Just sit up tall, take a deep breath here, and observe how that feels on that side. Good. We'll drop the chin to the chest. Inhale the ear over the shoulder to the other side, and then stretch the other arm out. Reach out to a block or the floor. Lift through the sternum. Engage the core just a little bit. And as you're ready, begin to rotate the nose. Exhaling down. Inhale toward the opposite ceiling. Full deep cycles of breath as you move. Good. Maybe one or two more rotations here. Up and down. Good. And then you're going to bring the nose toward the screen. Lift the head upright. Keep that arm extended and then just lift it about 6 inches, 6 to 8 inches off the floor. So my shoulders still relaxed. Flex the fingers toward the face and then in toward the body. Breathe, getting into the forearm and the wrists, up and down. Make sure the shoulder isn't creeping up and getting tight. One more time. Good. Stretch the fingers long and begin to just wiggle the fingers, including the thumb. Getting all the channels of the arm just open and lubricated. Breathing. Beginning to rotate the wrist. You might notice one side's tighter or might be a little more impingement somewhere. Just be gentle with yourself. Let's reverse our circles. Keep moving the fingers. It's good to note what side feels a little more open or a little more tight. Just have that awareness and then pull the fingers out again. We're going to draw them up toward the face again, and now we'll rotate the whole arm in this shoulder joint. Forward and back. I definitely feel more on my right side. I'm right-handed, so I feel this more in my elbow. I'm not working in pain, just noticing a little more tension. So this is going to help release and open that up. One more rotation. And then pull the fingers out. Let's wiggle the fingers one more time. Good, and release that down. Bring the hand back to the lap. Sit up tall, close the eyes and take a breath. Great. And then we're gonna sweep the arms. You're gonna hold the arms down by the side. Sweep them behind you. Keep the torso neutral as you reach back to open the chest. Reach up. Touching the hands, and then exhale, flip the palms and pull back behind you. Open the chest again without arching in the ribs or popping your ribs out. So let's do that twice more. Reach back, open your chest, feel the stretch in the pecs. And then flip the palms and pull behind you. Good, inhale one more time, pull back. Deep breath, exhale, release. Excellent. Release the arms by the side. We're going to shrug the shoulders up and down the back, big circles. So imagine massaging your shoulder blades as you move them one more time. Up and back. Good. Settling the shoulders down. Good. And then we're going to walk the hands out in front of you. And then whichever leg is crossed in front, you're going to just relax the forehead down here. So rounding in the back a little bit. Feel the stretch through the back body. Hips are still down on the surface you're sitting on. Relax your head. And then whichever leg is in front, you're going to walk over your hands over to that side. So walk over and relax the head. Take a deep breath here. Getting into the hip a little bit. Side body. Slowly walk back to center. Walk your hands back. We're going to lean back now and switch the cross of the legs. And while you're back here, you're going to draw your shoulder blades back and lift the chest. You can come onto fingertips here. We're just going to open the chest toward the ceiling, look up and take a deep breath here. Exhale. Come back upright. So your other leg is now in front. We'll walk it forward again. Relax. And then walk toward the front foot side. So the other direction. Take a deep breath or two into your hip. Great, let's walk it back to center. And as you come up, I want you to feel that your back body is pulling you back. So you're not just pushing up with the hands, but pull back, drag your hands on the floor, pull through the back body as you lift up, getting a nice stretch through the back, and then shrug the shoulders to open the chest. Great. And now I want you to take your legs out in front of you. Still sitting up on your prop. We're just going to shake the legs out a little bit. Walk the feet around. Good. And then let's flex the feet, draw the toes toward the face. So make sure you're sitting up tall here. And then point the toes. So getting into the shins and the calves. So we're going to flex and point. And flex and point. Good. A couple more times. Flex and point. Keep breathing. Sitting up nice and tall. Good. Good. And then let's rotate the ankles a couple times. Just draw some circles with your big toe. And then go the opposite direction. Hearing some snapping and crackling in my ankles. Pretty normal. And shake the feet out a little bit. And then we're going to keep the legs extended here and just get into our hamstrings a little bit. So sitting up tall here. Inhale, sweep the arms up, back behind you, lift up. And then we're going to hinge at the hips. So we're probably not too warm yet. So you can bend the knees a little bit here if you are tight in your hamstrings and reach, reach, reach as long as you can forward. So keep reaching long and then just let the hands rest anywhere they land. When you can't reach any further, keep the shoulders open, the collarbone nice and broad. We don't want to round here. Keep a nice open chest. So your hands can be anywhere on the leg. That's fine. Deep breath in, exhale, relax. You might use a strap here if you have one handy, but you don't need one. Take another deep breath in. Grow tall through your spine, exhale, soften. And then if you have any room and you want to try straightening the legs a bit more to get into your hamstring a bit more, you can. But we want to keep our spine a little bit long here so we're not rounding in the back just yet. Inhale and exhale. Good, let's take one more breath here. Good, and now you can play with, if you want the forehead to bow toward the knees, this is going to go into your back a bit more, so round forward. Keep the shoulders soft and relaxed. Breathe in and out. Nice, take one more breath. Good, and then slowly walk your hands back about halfway. We're not going to come all the way up. So keep a little hinge at the hip wherever you're comfortable to open the spine nice and long. And then you're going to reach your one hand to the opposite leg or foot. So we're just going to stretch the IT band a little bit. So reach across the leg. And then you're going to turn your torso to open the chest and reach behind you. So if you can reach the foot, that's fine. And if you can't, that's fine too. Just hold the ankle or the calf, or even the thigh. So we're just doing a little easy twist here to get into our IT band. You can point the opposite leg if you want. Take a couple deep breaths here. Great, slowly come back around and then point the other foot. We're gonna reach across to do the other side and then open your chest, reach back behind you. This leg you're reaching toward is flexed, the other one's pointed. If you want, they can both be in whatever position you like. And then just breathe here into your twist. And taking it wherever you feel a little activation, but you don't want to be resisting your stretch, right? We want to be able to fully breathe. One more breath. And slowly release forward. Coming forward again a little bit, and then we're gonna, again, pull through the back body, walk yourself back up. Sitting up nice and tall, shrug the shoulders here, open the chest. Bend your knees. Place your feet on the floor. We're gonna swing around onto the hands and the knees. Coming into a tabletop position. You might make a cushion for the knees if you need. On a first surface. So coming onto all fours. And then if you have any wrist issues or pain, you're welcome to take fists as well. That might be easier on your wrist. Brighten your fingers on the mat. Knees are under hips, hands are under shoulders, and we're gonna push the mat away from us. Activate your feet into the floor. And then let's take some cat-cow stretches. So keeping the neck long to begin. So I want you to feel that engagement of the core a little bit toward the spine. So we're not sagging our belly, right? We're engaged here. We're not just hanging out. So our tailbone is neutral, our neck is neutral to start. And then we're going to inhale and send the belly toward the floor. We're going to lengthen our tailbone and our crown to opposite corners of the room. So length, not just lift, but lengthen. And then as you exhale, you're going to round, turn the head and the tailbone to the floor and press up with the shoulders. Inhale as you open and exhale as you round, and let your breath kind of guide you through the movement. So you might be going at a different pace, and that's fine. Let's do one more round. Okay, we're going to come back to a neutral spine position, and then we're just going to kind of float around. So you can kind of freeform this. I want you to keep your navel a little engaged. You can close the eyes. You're going to kind of hover a little past your hands forward, and then stretch through the side body. So really create a little C shape with the spine. Push back over your heels, maybe sitting back on the heels, and then inhale, come up to the other side. So we're getting a little into lateral flexion now with the spine, so side to side, like you would see a snake moving. So keeping the core engaged, and then you can close the eyes and breathe. Good, let's take it in the opposite direction. So pushing back the other way, inhaling through the front. Good, let's come back to all fours. Nice and sturdy here. I'm going to take my knees behind my hips just a tiny bit. And then you might take your hands a little bit wider if you need. If you're real tight in the shoulders, especially. So I'm nice and aligned here, shoulders over wrists for the most part. And then I'm going to bend at the elbow and lower myself down. I'm going to plant my chest between my hands, coming into awkward S pose. So my hips are still lifted. Chest is down, chin is down, knees and toes and hands are down. Elbows close to the ribs. Take a breath. And then as you exhale, let the legs slide out from under you. Tops of the feet come to the floor. And then we're going to pull our heart forward, draw the shoulder blades down the back. For cobra, my feet are glued. And I'm breathing into my belly. Go one more breath here. Good. Release the chin and chest. Good. We're going to tuck the toes, and we're going to push up and back over the hips. So I want you to have the toes tucked under, and we're stretching our feet now, pushing back to a little bit of a child's pose to stretch the bottoms of the feet. I want you to breathe into the soles of your feet. Exhale, relax. One more breath here. Good. Pull yourself back up to all fours. Tuck the toes again and slowly peel your hips up for a downward dog. Keep the knees bent, just pedal your feet out. No rush, just straighten. I'm just gonna kind of walk our dog out and we're gonna walk it up to the front of the mat. So take your time, come all the way up. Measure about 2 fists between the feet, hip distance apart with the feet, and parallel on the outer edges of your feet. And so my knees are pretty bent here. My torso is kind of on my thighs, so there's no need to straighten the legs. I'm tucking my forehead to my shins. My hands are next to my feet. Take a breath here. Just note where you are. You might shake your head a little yes and no. Then we're going to dangle the arms in front of us, and we're going to imagine a mama cat picking up a baby cat. We're the baby cat, and we're going to roll up. So imagine just totally being passive as you peel yourself through the back body all the way to the top of your mat. Shrug your shoulders when you get to the top to open your chest, and lower the arms by the side. Imagine you have heavy suitcases in your hands. My chin is retracted a little bit, so my head is right above the spine. Mountain pose. Great. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms behind us and lift. Again, stretching the chest. And then exhale, we're going to soften the knees, hinge at the hip, and swan dive into forward fold. Tuck the forehead. Inhale as you lengthen into a flat back position, so your spine comes parallel to the floor. Elbows pulled back, chest open. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands next to your feet. We'll take a giant step back with the right leg. Drop the back knee and uncurl the toes. You're welcome to start on whichever side. Just make sure you get both sides. So from here, from this lunge position, my knee is behind my hip and my front knee is above my front heel. And I'm going to scissor my legs toward the midline so I can lift up, feeling that energetic lift through the spine and the pelvic floor. Add the arms, sweep them up. So a little balance here, soften the shoulders. You might open the chest a bit more. Be careful that you're not dumping into your back. Getting a nice stretch here. Breathe in. Beautiful. Exhale, float the hands down to the front. Straighten the foot. We'll walk it back. So we're going to draw the toes to the face, half monkey. Walk your hands back near your hips and open the chest here. You might use blocks here if you feel a little tight or it's too much, to keep everything kind of open so you're not rounding and collapse like this. We want to be nice and open. So if you need props, feel free to use them. Getting a nice stretch here in that front hamstring now. So let's take another breath into that. Breathing into the sole of the foot here. All the way up through the hip. Take a deep breath in. And then as we exhale, we'll fold, walk the foot forward, bring the hands next to the foot, tuck your back toes, and lift your back knee. Take your hips up in the air a little higher, step it back to a downward dog. Meeting here, take a breath. And again, thinking of the musculature in the back body and the core here, we're going to float into plank pose. So just bring your shoulders over your wrists. So you shouldn't have to move the hands or feet as you transition. So we're in a nice straight line. Breathe in, drop your knees and your chest and your chin. Slide into your cobra, legs come down behind you. Roll the shoulders down the back. Breathe into the belly. You might play with lifting the hands here. Making sure your back is doing the work and you're not pushing up. One more breath. Release your hands, lower the chin, tuck your toes, and slowly lift up to your downward dog. Excellent. So from here, if you started with me with your right leg back, we're going to bend the knees, look forward, and you're going to bring your right foot up. If the foot doesn't come all the way up, that's okay. Reach back and pull it forward with your right hand. So coming into the lunge position, drop the back knee, uncurl the toes. Again, make sure you've got good alignment. We'll scissor the legs to lift through the midline and the pelvic floor, adding the arms when you're ready. Soften the shoulders, maybe lift up. Deep breath, you should activate that nice deep stretch in the back hip flexor. Take another breath. Good, slowly float the hands down to frame your foot. Walk it back, draw the toes up. Use your blocks if you need. Open your chest here, create some space. Connect to the breath through the foot all the way, pulling this hip sitting bone toward the back as you reach the heart forward. One more breath. Good. Slowly come back, plant the foot, frame it with your hands, tuck your back toes, and then we're just going to launch it up, step up to a forward fold. Bow here over your legs. See where you are, maybe hopefully a little more open with all that hamstring stretching. And roll it up like a kitty cat. Pull through the back body, lift up. Shrug your shoulders in, open your chest, mountain pose. Excellent. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive. Take it into flat back again, open the chest. And exhale, we'll fold forward. Good, so this time let's take the right leg all the way back again. We're gonna pivot our back foot down so that the front heel is intersecting the back foot, either the arch or the heel. And then you're gonna reverse a cartwheel as you rise up for warrior two. So now we're nice and open through the chest. This knee is still above the heel. And my hip point is opening with the knee. Back foot is grounded, arms extend, shoulders are soft. You're gonna look to the front hand and take a nice deep breath here in warrior two. Keeping your tailbone neutral, try not to arch your belly or arch your back so your belly dumps forward. We want the pelvis to stay neutral. Nice and open in the chest, soft in the shoulders, extend through the fingers. Good, we're gonna turn the front palm to face the sky. And then we're just gonna lean forward and reach. And then I want you to kind of tip your torso a little bit. So reach down as if you're scooping something up and lift up, scoop, and back. So my legs are staying in the same position. I'm not changing my legs. Shoulders are soft, and we're opening now through the front body in peaceful warrior. Make sure you're not leaning on this back leg. You're still lifted and open. Deep breath. Use your exhale to slowly come back to your warrior two, nice and strong. Take a deep breath in. When you're ready, exhale to cartwheel your hands down to frame the foot, moving mindfully and slowly turn your back heel up. We'll take both hips high and step back to a downward dog. You might pedal the feet out a little. Good. And again, moving from the musculature, let's slowly move into a plank pose. Nice and mindful. Drop your knees, your chest, your chin. We'll slide into our cobra. Draw the shoulders back. Let's lift the hands, keep the feet glued. Good, release your hands down. We'll tuck the toes and make your way back to downward dog. Good, from here, you're gonna bend your knees. You can gaze forward past your hands, and we'll step the right foot through, whichever foot you stepped back. So we're switching sides. So right foot will come through if you're on the same side as me. Pivot that back foot down, check your alignment, and reverse your cartwheel up. Back to our warrior two. Turn around for you guys. So checking your alignment, nice and tall, nice and open. Good, again, this front hip will align with the knee. Knee is above the heel, back foot nice and sturdy and grounded. And engage the outer edge of your back foot. Soften the shoulders, neutral pelvis, gaze to the front hand, take a breath. We'll turn the front palm toward the sky. You're gonna lean forward, tip the torso down to reach down as if you're scooping something up, scoop it up, legs nice and strong, up and back, open through the front. Keep that front leg working and bent. Still working that front quad. Opening up in the rib cage with the breath. Soft shoulders. Good. Slowly take it back to your warrior two. Nice and tall. We'll breathe in together. Use your exhale to cartwheel the hands down to frame the foot. Turn the back heel up, and again, we're just gonna step it forward. Do your forward fold. Over the legs here. Where you are. Allow the arms to dangle as you pull yourself up through the back body. Upper body's passive. Your arms dangle, head is heavy. Open the chest, shrug your shoulders, and open up. Great. Let's come to this. I'm going to move my little blanket out of the way. I'm going to do a brief balance pose at the center of the mat. So I'm going to have us do the tree today. But before we do that, let's just kind of shake out. Let's start in our mountain pose. We're going to bring the arms back. Inhale, lift. Catch a wrist. Let's take a brief side stretch here. Open up through the side. Imagine pulling yourself out. Keep the feet nice and sturdy. Lift up through center, breathe in, switch the grasp, and reach up and over. Deep breath, open chest. Good, inhale, lower the arms by the side. Give the shoulders a little shrug to open the chest. Good, and then shake it out. And then you're gonna fix your gaze anywhere on the floor in front of you that's not gonna move for balance. And then you can mirror me or do the same side, doesn't matter. I'm gonna start with this as my standing leg. So I'm gonna make sure I have a little micro bend in the knee. I'm not locking my knee joint. So there's a little softness in the knee. I'm gonna shift my weight to this leg, and then I'm gonna take the other sole of the foot to the ankle with the toe down to the calf or the thigh. Don't use your knee. You can also use a wall if you like. So feel that activation to the midline, hands to heart. And then extend your arms when you're ready. Keep the shoulders soft. Connecting to your breath. And if you fall out, don't worry about it. You can try again. Take 2 more breaths. Good. Lower the hands down to the heart. Releasing the foot. Give yourself a little shake out. We'll switch sides. So again, I'm going to start with this other leg now. And I'm going to check in with my knee and make sure it's not locked. I'm going to fix my gaze. And then whenever you feel ready, ankle, toe down, calf, or thigh. Activate toward the midline as you bring the hands to the chest. And then extend your branches whenever you feel steady. Every day is different with balance, so don't worry about it if you're having an off day. It's all about the attempt, not the result. Couple deep breaths. One more breath. Slowly take your hands to your heart. On your exhale, releasing the foot when you're ready. We'll shake it out. Nice. Excellent. Okay. So let's come toward the floor. So actually, I'm going to take my feet out a little bit wide. And I'm going to come into a squatting position. So you can place a blanket under your heels or a block under your bum if you need. I'm going to reach my arms out and I'm going to try to keep my torso tall. And I'm going to squat down, lower, keeping my knees tracking open over my second toe. And adjusting as you need, bringing the hands toward the heart. If this is comfortable, you can always skip this if it doesn't work for you. Your feet are nice and grounded. Your heels might be lifted, that's okay. Thumbs to sternum. And then open the chest. So drop through your tailbone and open up. I'm pulling my knees into the arms and I'm pressing out at the same time. Maybe a breath or two here. Great, and then slowly lower yourself all the way to the floor. And we're gonna do a seated spinal twist. So I'm gonna take both of my feet to one side. And then I'm gonna cross my top foot, top leg over the bottom. And I'm gonna check my sitting bones. You can also sit up on your blanket here if you need. And if you're real tight, take your bottom leg straight out. So we want to avoid rounding and collapsing in this pose. So we want to keep lifted and open. So if that means extending the leg, please do that. We're going to pull ourselves, use your hands around your leg to pull yourself up, lifting up nice and tall. Same arm as the top leg is going to go behind your back and open your chest. So open the shoulder back. Good. And then you're going to inhale the other arm up. Take a deep breath in. And then feel the twist from your navel. So you're going to twist from the navel, not from your hips. So midway, and then you can either wrap around the arm, position 1, or you can take the elbow outside of the knee, position 2. So whichever feels better and doesn't collapse your posture. You're going to look behind your shoulder. So keep twisting with the head, neck, and eyes. And then breathe into your belly. So your breath will feel a little constricted here, which is normal. But we're getting a nice massage for our internal organs as we do this with the breath and the blood flow. So breathing into that constriction a little bit. Think inhale, as you inhale, think length. And as you exhale, think twist. One more breath. Great. Let yourself unwind slowly. Walk your hands to the other side, just a gentle counter stretch the other way. Coming back to center, and then we'll take the legs to the other side. Good. So cross the foot on top. Again, check your sitting bones, ground, and extend that knee, that bottom leg if you need. So wherever you are, you're going to clasp around the top knee and lift yourself up, nice and tall. So this foot is grounded as best as possible. Good, and then the top arm, the same arm as the top leg, is going to come behind you and open back. So we're rotating that chest open. Inhale as the other arm stretches up tall. Exhale as you twist from the navel. Either wrapping around the leg with the arm or binding with the elbow. And look behind you. Breathe into your belly. Grow tall on your inhale. And twist on your exhale. One more breath. Beautiful. Unwind yourself slowly. We'll walk to the other side, just a gentle stretch. Great. Back to center. So find yourself a little, if you need your prop to sit up on, a blanket handy. I'm going to use this to elevate my hips. So we're going to meet in a seated posture. We're going to do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing, which is a nice practice if you're stressed or anxious or having a hard time with focus, anything like that. It's such a beautiful thing you can do anytime to calm the mind and the body. So I highly recommend it if you feel stressed or anxious at all, or even if you're having trouble with sleep. So you want to make sure you're not congested when you do this as well. So if you are, you might have to skip it this week. But what we're going to do is take your dominant hand up, and you're going to take your first two fingers in. You can connect the pinky and ring finger and have your thumb out. If that's too awkward and uncomfortable, just take 3 fingers in and have a pinky hang loose sign. Whichever is better for you. You're going to relax the shoulder and sit up nice and tall. You're going to take your thumb to the close off your nostril, whichever side you're on. I'm on my right. Closing my right nostril with the thumb. So again, make sure the posture is tall and the shoulder is relaxed. Then you're going to inhale through the open side. And then you're going to close and retain the breath. So you're closing both sides now. Then you're going to release the thumb side and exhale. Then you're going to inhale through the thumb side, or whichever side is open right now. Close and retain on both. And then release on the other side. So we inhale on that same side. Close both. Exhale on the other side. And you can play with different ratios of the breath here. So we're going to try to do an even count of 4, 4, 4. So we're going to inhale for 4. Close for 4. Exhale for 4. Inhale for 4. Close for 4. Exhale 4. Inhale. Close. Release on the other side as you exhale for 4. Inhale, same side for 4. Close. Release and exhale. Inhale, same side. Close. Exhale, other side. Inhale. Close and retain. Exhale. And inhale. Close. Inhale. Close. Exhale. Last round. Inhale. Close. And exhale. Go ahead and release the arm back to your leg. Sit up nice and tall. Keep the eyes closed. And let the breath come back to normal. So with that ratio we just did, that's a very even ratio. You can play with different ratios where you inhale, you close and retain a little longer than your inhale. And then you might exhale for even longer. So you might do like a 4, 6, 8 count. And that's going to be really calming. So the more you focus on the exhale, the longer your exhale, the more calming and sedating. Versus the longer your inhale, the more energizing and lifting. So hopefully that makes sense to folks. So you can play with that however you like, whatever you need. So from there, let's come all the way down. We're going to remove my blanket, keep it handy. And I'm going to come down to the floor. So unfurl yourself to the mat. We're going to bend our knees. Place your feet on the floor. And make sure your head is neutral on the floor. So gently rock it side to side. And if your chin is up and lifted a little bit, you might place a blanket or prop under your head. Just something to keep your neck neutral. Good, and let's draw the knees into the chest. We're just gonna give ourselves a little squeeze and a little hug and just gently rock on the back. So you might make some circles with your knees to massage the lower back. Go in both directions. Squeezing those knees in. And then allow the feet to come to the floor to rest. So you might take your feet out a little bit wide, mat width apart, and let the knees fall toward the center. If you have any tension in your back at all, or you might just stretch the legs all the way out and let the feet flop out, at least a mat width apart to the sides. And I'm going to take my palms to face the sky, and I'm going to tuck my shoulders under my chest to open my heart a little bit. And allow your fingers to curl toward the hand as they relax. And gently close the eyes. Feeling the eyelids heavy and soft. Eyebrows and forehead relaxed. Letting everything just sink into the mat. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we did at the beginning, we'll sigh it out through the mouth. So nice deep breath in. And good. And then as you relax on the back, bring your awareness into your feet, your toes, your ankles, feeling the feet, toes, and ankles completely relaxing. Relaxing through your calves, knees, thighs, and shins. Feeling your calves, knees, thighs, and shins completely relaxed. Bringing your awareness into your hips and pelvis. Allowing your hips and pelvis to completely relax. Feeling your entire lower body heavy and relaxed. And bring that awareness and energy into the pelvis, the abdomen, and the chest. All around the torso, into the low back, mid back, and upper back. Feeling your pelvis, abdomen, and chest. Your low back, mid back, and upper back just relax. Completely melting into the mat. Feeling your torso grow heavier and heavier. And gently bring your awareness into the palms, the fingers, the wrists, the forearms, and the shoulders. Feeling your palms, forearms, fingers, wrists, shoulders completely relax. Your arms are completely heavy and relaxed. Your entire body sinking into the mat. Moving that awareness into the muscles of the neck and the throat, and all the muscles of the face. Relaxing completely through your neck and your throat. All the muscles of the face. Your jaw, your tongue, and your cheeks are completely relaxed. Your eyelids, your eyebrows, your temples, your forehead, your scalp, and your skull completely relaxed. Your entire body sinking into the mat, completely relaxed. Relax, relax, relax. Stay here in your final resting position longer, please feel free to do that. Just gently wiggle fingers and toes. You might rock your head a little side to side. And as you're ready, you're going to roll onto the right side of your body into a fetal posture for just a moment. Noticing any changes between now and the beginning of practice. And calling any intention you may have set or dedication you might have set for your practice. And slowly, as you're ready, you're going to use your left hand to push yourself back up to a comfortable seat. Pose. Sitting up tall. Let's inhale as we sweep the arms up together. Deep breath in. And we'll seal the hands at the top, lower them down to your heart, and bow to yourself with gratitude for practicing today. And we'll bow to each other